Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I did not plan on doing a video this week because I went ahead and pre-filmed some videos and thought that would be easier for the next few weeks as it's kind of holiday time. But I got so many books this month and I just really wanted to share them with everyone. If you see some movement and noise over here, it's because my little sister is in the room with me. But I wanted to share all these books with you, so I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas and that you got some books for Christmas too, because I feel like that is just the best gift to get. So I have kind of a stack in front of me. Some of these were gifts, some of these were ones that I bought for myself. One of them I think my dad just gave to me out of his library. So I'm just going to go through these in no particular order and kind of share them each with you guys. Hey, that's not cool. So first up is The Pursuit of Holiness by Jerry Bridges. This is the one that my dad was getting rid of and he said that I could have it. I really like Jerry Bridges stuff and I'm excited to read this one. I read his one on humility and I read The Respectable Sins, and the way he writes is just very convicting, so this is going to be a good one to read. Then I picked up this one and a couple other ones at Half Price Books around Thanksgiving time. So this is The Last Christmas in Paris by Hazel Gaynor and Heather Webb. And I've actually already read this one. I don't remember what I gave it, maybe 3.5, 4 stars. It was pretty good. I did not like the kind of like present day like narration throughout. Like, so it's told in letter forms between the soldier and this girl in England during the World War I. And so it's all these letters back and forth, but then interspersed throughout there's the guy who's writing the letters at the end of his life, and he's kind of going back and telling little bits of the story. I actually felt like it just broke up the story and didn't help with the storytelling at all. But it was a very sweet book, and I definitely felt the emotions, and I love letter writing now after reading this book. So the other ones that I got from Half Price Books that day were The Reckoning of Gossamer Pond. Left the sticker on there. That was terrible. By Jamie Jo Wright. And I have not read any of her books, but I have seen a lot of her stuff being talked about for more of like a scary Christian fiction type book. I've seen a lot of people reading them. I've never read any of her stuff, but found this one for pretty cheap at Half Price Books, so I thought I would give it a try. And it will be just a quick little read. And then the other one I picked up, let's see if I can get the sticker off. The other one is The Promised Land by Elizabeth Musser. I've read a couple of Elizabeth Musser's books, and I'm actually reading one right now. Don't really know much about this. I was just editing this video and looking up the link for The Promised Land, and I realized that it's actually the third book in the Swan House trilogy, which the Swan House is actually the one that I am reading right now, and I had no idea that The Promised Land was part of that trilogy, so I guess I will get to that one later because I do not have the second book, but I had no idea that they were connected, so keep that in mind. But there was a bunch of them at Half Price Books, so hopefully this will be a good one. This was written in, let's see, 2020, so it's one of her more recent ones, so I'm excited to read this one. And then the rest of these, I believe, were given to me as gifts for Christmas or other reasons. So this was my secret sister at church who gave me this version of Jane Eyre that I really liked as her final gift to me. And I actually like the font and the paper in here is really neat. And so I'm adding this to my collection of Jane Eyres. Hey! And then this one I talked about over on my Instagram, Fractals by Jason Lisle. I am super excited to read this one. I just got my associates in mathematics, so nerdy math things like this really fascinate me. And it goes through and basically talks about this pattern in math that is like the secret code of creation, that God has set order into all different parts of creation. And in math, we can see little patterns like that just show the order and the patterns, and kind of similar to like Fibonacci, how we see that in creation, but I think this is even cooler. And Jason Lisle is a Christian scientist, astrophysicist. He's pretty amazing, so I'm excited to read this one. Would you like to lay my lap? Would you like to look at that book? How about that? You like that? Then Don't Waste Your Life by John Piper. Somebody at the church gave this one to me. It's been on my list for a long time to read, and I really loved Just Do Something by Kevin DeYoung, and this one's kind of similar to it. A good one for young adults to read, so I think I should definitely read this, and it'll be really motivational to me. I pre-ordered this one back maybe in August or so, and I just got it in the mail. Amanda Dykes' newest book, All the Lost Places, and this is about a baby who was discovered floating in a basket in Venice. And so it has two different stories, 1807 and 1904. And this one looks really interesting, and I'm excited to read it so quickly after it came out. And she included these little stickers, so it says autographed by the author, and then I got to stick the little signature on there, so that's really cool. And then Let the Women Be Women was also from someone at church, Chris Mueller, and it's God's Design for Womanhood and Marriage. And if you've seen a lot of my videos, you know that I read The Excellent Wife and I read Disciplines of a Godly Woman. Obviously, I really enjoy reading books like this so that I can best live out my design as a woman. Of course, preparing for marriage, Lord willing, someday, reading these books is really helpful to me. So I'm excited to read this one. And it's a short little one, but I'm sure it'll be very convicting. And then last, but certainly not least, probably the best one, is The Atlas of Middle-earth by Karen Wynne Fonstad. So this was from my parents. This is one I put on my list, and it goes through and has maps from the First Age all the way through the Third Age, and all the books, Tolkien's books, very specific maps. This is of Moria, of all the different battles, talking about just the history of everything, how the world changed from flat earth to round. I started reading the introduction, and it looks super fascinating. And if you saw my video on the appendices of Tolkien, I really like all the little details and stuff in the appendices, so I'm really excited to read the Atlas and learn all those little details from like Silmarillion and be able to see just the maps of everything that was happening in like Lord of the Rings, because in Return of the King, the map was really terrible at the end, and it didn't really show what was happening, even in the very specific little spots. And then once they leave, like Rohan and Mordor and all those places, and they go back to the Shire, that's not even on the map for the Return of the King. So I felt like I really needed this atlas as I was reading through it. So it's like a 200-page book, but I think I'm just gonna read it all the way through for fun, just to learn all of those different things. So those are the books that I've gotten in the past month or so, and I'm really excited to have gotten them. Oh, and I also got a very bookish gift. My friend got me this stamp for my library, and it says, "From the Library of Haley Annabelle," and I did. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. I stamped my Atlas of Middle-earth already, so it looks like that. I did a pretty terrible job, but I'm excited to do the rest of my books and have that little stamp. It's really fun, and that's a great gift for anyone who has a big library. So what did you guys get for Christmas? Did you get any cool books? I'd love to know down in the comments. Getting books as a gift is always a fun idea, and I love giving books, giving some of my favorite books to all my friends so that they can enjoy them as well. So if you just leave that down in the comments, we can have a little discussion about all of our awesome Christmas gifts that we got. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you on Friday.